In this week's episode, we sit down with Steven Quinlan, a PGA professional with over 11 years' experience, 4 Irish region wins, and more than 50 PGA Top Tens. Steven's journey into golf wasn't a straight line, but he eventually found his calling into the game. We talk about how he turned his passion into a career, the ins and outs of golf, and how he now helps others improve their game. Whether you're into golf or just love a good story about someone turning their passion into a career, this one's for you. This episode was brought to you by Top Drawer Talent, the supply chain and procurement recruitment specialist. Let's get into it. Here we go. Stephen, thanks very much for coming in.
No problem at all.
Thanks for making the time. But was the plan always to play golf professionally and teach, or?
No, it was something that kind of nearly fell into.
Really?
Didn't really know what I wanted to do in school, and then I suppose just kind of after school, kind of floated through a few things. I got a job working on a building site.
Right. What age were you when you first started playing?
So I was 16 when I started playing golf officially. Kind of come to the end of school, would have played a bit of society golf. So I used to take one day off a month from school and
to go out on the mitch.
Yeah. So by the end of school, all the teachers knew, he can't play golf. So
yeah. Did the school have a golf team or?
No. I think there was only about 3 of us in the school that actually played golf at the time. Yeah. So golf wasn't available in school.
How did you get into it? Was it just that you liked golf, or did some kind of point you in that direction?
I started playing pitch and putt when I was a little bit younger, and got half decent at that. I was on a team down in the bottom of Ballyfermot in Longmeadows.
Oh yeah.
We would have played down there with a few of the lads, and then I suppose after that, then I progressed up to playing a bit of par 3. Started shooting pretty good scores in par 3. So eventually, my dad was like, "Right, Mom, we'll bring you out playing golf and starting society." And
right. What when you say society, is that like a pub society or?
Yeah, it was Downies in Ballyfermot. So my dad played with them, my uncle played with them. So they used to do one out in a month, and we used to just go off and play different golf courses around. So I was happy I was getting a day off school and I was going playing golf. So it was a win-win.
And were you the youngest going out with all the men out of the pub?
Yeah, definitely. Everybody else was they were all taxi drivers, or they worked in the business themselves. They were they worked in bars and stuff. So it was always midweek because that was the quieter time for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was by far the youngest.
And were you beating them, or were you?
Yeah, there was a little bit of I think some of the lads didn't really quite like this young fella coming in and beating them all at golf. But I was new to it, so I progressed very quickly. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I won quite a lot in my first year just because I suppose I was picking it up and I just developed so fast. Whereas they'd been playing for a long time, so they don't really improve.
And is there prize money for the society games, or is it just a bit of crap?
As an amateur, you can't win money as such. You can win prizes. So you would have won. You'd be winning prizes it could be a mixture of things. You can win vouchers and stuff like that. But I've won loads of crystal and stuff like that over the years, and Newbridge silver. Not stuff you want as a 16-year-old. Give me a wedge or some golf balls or something like that. But just a mixture of stuff that you would win.
Okay. And then in school, then were you academic, or were you good in school?
I wouldn't say I was good. I wouldn't say I was bad. I was I was really clever enough. I was able to get by, but I was never the type of person that wanted to go to college. I didn't really want I didn't like sitting in a classroom. Much more. I'd rather be hands on.
Yeah.
I would have actually quite rathered. I think at some stage I did ask my mum, could I leave school and go become a carpenter?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, but she said no. You have to do your leaving cert, stuff like that, and then do all that. But I was never. I don't think I was ever going to go to college. It just didn't really appeal to me.
Yeah. Did you make it all the way through to the leaving cert then?
Yeah, done leaving cert, all that sort of stuff. It was fine. So.
And did you have a job then as well, while you worked, where you're in school?
Yeah, towards the end, I kind of got a part-time job in Super Value. So my cousin was working there at the time, so she got me a job.
She got you in?
It was 1 or 2 days a week, or on the weekends or something like that. You might stacking shelves and stuff like that. It was good. Do you know what I mean? I think it's good to learn that sort of stuff, have a job and have some responsibilities when you are that little bit younger too.
Yeah. When you came out of school then, right? Were you straight focusing on the professional side of golf then, or what happened then?
No, actually, when I finished my leaving cert, I have family that live in Florida, so they were actually home at the time for a family event, and my uncle said to me, "Why don't you come over to Florida for the summer and play a bit of golf?" And I was like, "Yeah, sounds good." So I actually went to Florida for 7 weeks.
Oh, nice.
And played quite a good bit of golf. And then when I got back, my mum was like, "Oh, you have to find a job," and I was like, "Oh, okay, I suppose so." So my brother was working on a building site at the time, and they were looking for somebody. So I went in, and I was a chain person for a while. So helping the engineers.
And when you're in Florida, right, were you working, or were you just out playing golf?
No, just out playing golf. So stayed with my uncle. Do you know what I mean? His house, his son, a year younger than me. So hung out with him and his friends. he'd arrange for friends of his to come pick me up and bring me playing golf while he was in work and stuff. So he'd be just like, yeah, you'd be ready at 7 o'clock in the morning. Such and such is going to be here. They're going to pick you up. They're going to bring you playing golf. And I was like, yeah, okay, no problem. So like I was playing golf like 5 days a week, probably going to the driving range, that sort of stuff. Like, so it was great. Like,
and did you get sick of it at any stage, or are you like happy enough? Just
happy out. Like, yes, it was still so like I was 17 at the time, so I was only playing golf a year or so. So it was very much in the early stages. So like I'd played golf all day, every day. Do you know what I mean? If I could, like, so, yeah, no, it was great, I have to say.
Okay. And then you're home from Florida, get a job in the building site. What were you doing on the building site? Just like kind of general labouring?
Well, chain person, so like the engineers, like, so you would just helping them, like, setting out, getting levels, all that sort of stuff. Like, just they'd kind of liaise with the bricklayers, make sure all that, all that stuff they'd be given. They were kind of managing what order stuff went up, and when the steel went in, where it went in, at what level it went in, like, so that it kind of tied in with we had to do all that, like. So
how did you find it? Like, did you like it, or did you
I liked it, it was busy, like, do you know what I mean? Like, but then, like, that was 2007, the end of 2007, kind of, because I was coming into the crash, like. So 2009, then sure, kind of everything fell out. So
did you stay in that job then from like 2007 through to 2009?
Yeah, so we done about a year and a half, and then we were let go because of the crash and stuff like that. So after that, then it was like, oh, well, what do? You know, you have to get another job and stuff, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And then I actually applied for a course where I was working on cars.
Okay.
So done a course working on that, and I got some work placement out of that.
This was to be a mechanic, or was it spray painting, or what?
Yeah, it was the course was like sales, service, fitter. So it was a bit of everything. It was like kind of like repairing tires, doing general mechanic work.
Yeah.
And then the guy that gave me a job kind of for the work experience, it was 11 weeks work experience, like I say, and he kept me on afterwards. So I stayed there, and we done a bit of body work. So we repaired, crash repairs, and we done mechanics as well. So done that for a little while, and then actually moved to selling car parts. I was driving a van, delivering car parts, and then I moved in behind the counter selling them. And then kind of got to the stage then where a friend of mine was going the PGA route, where he was working in golf. So like, I mean, he was working in a golf club, and I was kind of envious of him. I was going like, he's on the golf course every day, and I'm stuck in here, and I'm playing golf, once a week maybe, and he's playing golf 2 or 3 times a week. And I was like, maybe I need to look at something, and my handicap had gotten down at that stage. So I was at a level where I was like, I could potentially, I could turn professional, like, if I want, like, do you know what I mean?
What age are you when you kind of?
It was about 21. No, I would have been 20, 22.
22
when I actually left the motor factors to go. Took a job in golf. I took a job at Lucan Golf Club as an assistant professional. And then that was kind of May 2022. 2013. Sorry. 2013. And turned professional then in September once the season was over.
And what does like an assistant professional golfer do?
So it's almost like an apprenticeship. You work under a qualified PGA professional, and you will learn like the different aspects of running the pro shop. Like, so you have your your coaching element of it. You have the retail side of things with the shop. You've custom fitting. You've golf club repairs, and just different kind of avenues. But it's kind of like running a small business. Within the golf industry, like so.
Okay, it's interesting. And like, so, and then your handicap, right? Like, so, what does your handicap have to be before you can be considered to become a pro? Like,
so at the time, you had to get to 4.
Okay.
Before you could relinquish your amateur status and become a PGA professional. If you were off scratch or better, you didn't have to do a playing test. Whereas if you were between scratch and 4, you had to do a playability test. So you go up to, for me, I was off 1 or 2. I went up to Dundalk, and you have to play 2 games of golf in the one day. So 36 holes, and you have to shoot a certain score or better to qualify. So, had to do that.
Is that intense, is it? Or like lots of like
I didn't really mind it, to be honest. Like I like the score was not that good that you had to shoot. I think it was like 14 over par for 2 rounds of golf. So for me, playing off a handicap of 2, I was quite comfortable, and I was playing well. So going up and shooting, playing 2 rounds of golf and shooting, them scores wasn't that big of a deal as such. You're a little bit nervous, obviously, because you're kind of going, well, if I don't shoot the score, you have to do it again. So you just have to basically keep going till you can get it.
Is there like a case like if you didn't get the score that you needed that you'd have to go back and repeat, or do you have to take a break away from it before you can go back and repeat?
I'm not sure if there's circumstances where people haven't got it, but as far as I know, if you can't pass the test, you can't turn professional. Like, do you know what I mean? So there was a few people, like there was a guy that I played with on the day, and he had done it a couple of times and hadn't got it. So obviously, the more it goes on, the more you're starting to feel the pressure. I mean, I was lucky; I got it my first time, so there was never a big deal about it. But
super good.
well, I say I was playing well at the time, and it just worked out that well. Like.
And did you have to go through like an amateur or developmental kind of course or program before you could kind of get onto that test? Or
No, just like if you join a golf club and you get a handicap, when you're playing, like, so your handicap will fluctuate based on your standard. So my handicap just kept going down and down and down until I got to a pretty decent level, and then you don't have to turn professional, like, but there's options there. As I say, once you're below 4, you can go the PGA route, like, and do it. Like, obviously, if you're looking to play full time, like you're looking to go compete with Rory McIlroy, it's slightly different. Your handicap wants to be like, you got to be in the plus figures, and you've got to be really good.
What is the process someone would have to go through in order to get a handicap, or like what is a handicap?
So handicap is basically it's a numerical figure that typically dictates how many shots extra you need to complete the golf course above the par. So say typical par of a golf course would be 72, which there's 4 par 5s, 4 par 3s, and the rest are par 4s. So it's 18 holes, it's 72 shots it should take you to get around the golf course. The better you are, the less help you need. So a handicap, say you have a handicap of 18, that's 18 shots on top of the 72 it should take you. So you should be making a bogey on every hole. That's the theory behind how it works. So it's kind of just to level the playing field so that everybody can compete on the same course at the same level. And some people need more help than others. So once you join a golf club, you get a handicap. You submit 3 cards, and then the handicap committee will evaluate and say, okay, well, you need X amount of shots to help you. And then once you've got your handicap, as you enter scores when you're playing tournaments and stuff like that, your handicap fluctuates based off of what you shot in comparison to what you should have shot.
Okay, so you have to submit 3 cards for the same course, is it? You can't do
your home course,
Okay, and you have to be a member of a golf club?
Yeah, recently Golf Ireland have come out with this virtual kind of handicap. It's called iGolf.
Okay.
So it's much cheaper. And you can submit 3 cards of different golf courses. I think that's how it works, and it gives you a virtual handicap. It's recognised by the Golfing Union of Ireland, who govern, I suppose, amateur golf in Ireland. It's an official handicap through them, and then you can go play opens and stuff like that. There was a bit of backlash from a lot of clubs because they're saying, like, you're allowing people to come in for a relatively low fee, come to use these golf courses that don't play. They're not getting any monetary value out of. So it would potentially hurt membership in rural golf clubs that maybe struggle a little bit with the amount of golfers. Because it costs a lot of money to keep a golf course open and functioning and run, cutting, maintaining the golf course. So if everybody just had this virtual membership, you wouldn't be able to afford to keep the golf courses. So
so
the golf clubs need to have a certain amount of members to be sustained.
To what's put into it.
So I think that's where there was a bit of trouble with
a handicap committee, right? Like, so when you submit 3 cards, like 4 or 5 guys have to kind of sit around and say, we're giving them an 18 or a 15 or whatever it is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so it's a big back and forth. Is it like a big deal, or is it pretty?
No, it's pretty standard. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the handicap committees and our secretary or whatever in the golf club, they'll get them all the time. Do you know what I mean? New members and stuff, and they'll sit down. I'm sure there's some sort of system for working it out. Whether they can put it into a computer and the computer recommends a figure to them, but they're always a little bit cautious as well. They don't want to give you too high of a handicap, and then you come in and start winning everything. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to look good. So
and the handicap then just gives, so like, let's say the par 72 shots and you have 18, it just gives you, like, you've got minus, is it?
Them 18 shots come off your overall score. Do you know what I mean? So like if you shoot 90 and you have an 18 handicap, that'll take the 18 off. You're back there, so you've shot level par technically.
So you could rig it where if you got a high handicap and you could play then.
And like it happens.
People do that,
like people get handicaps. Do you know what I mean? They put in, because obviously if you start golf and you go and join a club and you put in 3 cards and you get a handicap, and then you do a load of practice and you get way better and then you start competing, your handicap is typically a little higher than.
And how does it adjust, right? Like, do you have to resubmit, or?
So it's an ongoing process. So as you play competitions and you enter your scores, that fluctuate your handicap then based on your performance, so you can move up and you can move down.
Okay. And then do you have to have like a certain handicap before you can even play on some courses, or is it pretty open?
Not really. There's certain competitions, like, so you'll have regional competitions that you can't enter unless you're a certain standard. And then there's interclub stuff as well. So if you are a member of a golf club, there's clubs with it. There's competitions that kind of run amongst all the golf clubs in the country, and there'll be, you know, Leinster finals, and you know, it's regional, and then it comes into All Ireland. Like,
what is like what would be like the average? Like, would it be like 18 or is it like 10?
I think the average in Ireland is in around 19 or 20 handicap. They changed the structure recently, so handicaps can be a lot higher. It used to be 28 for men, 26 for women. Right now it's gone that you can actually have 54 for both. Yeah, so it's definitely more inclusive. They're trying to get more people into the game.
Yeah.
And I suppose it is a difficult game to play. So
it's frustrating.
Yeah. So, and look, it doesn't change no matter how good you get at it. You know what I mean? You always get frustrated, like, because obviously your expectations get better the more. The better you get. People think, oh, if I could hit it like you, I'd be happy. And you're going, you wouldn't be, because as soon as you can hit it like me, you want to hit it like somebody else. I mean, there's always somewhere better to go. Like,
it's constant game of improvement, right?
Which is, it's one of the reasons why I like it. Like, because you can never be too good. You know what I mean? You can always get better. Like,
And what was your, like, do you remember like your very first professional competition?
Yeah.
How did you do? And where was it?
Oh, so I turned professional, and then I played in the Assistants Championship up in Normore in Monaghan. So we'd pro-am, and then I think we'd 4 rounds of golf. So I think we'd 36 and 36. It was like 2 rounds back to back. I think I finished around 13th or something like that. I can't quite remember.
Would there be many in? Like,
yeah, there probably would have been 60 or 70 maybe in it. Like, do you know what I mean? So
score, right?
Yeah, I was happy enough. Do you know what I mean? Like, but yeah, it was very different being, you know, in a competition like that in comparison to what typically you would have played. Like, to play that much all at once, like, so you would have played like the pro-am on say it was a Monday, and then we would have had 2 rounds on the Tuesday, and then if you make the cut, you play 2 rounds on the Wednesday. Like, so it was a lot. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a lot of golf.
Yes, so, like a 3-day event.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, I thought it would just be one day.
No, like the bigger stuff is generally more. It's multiple days. Like, I mean, it could be 54
eliminations constant.
Yeah, well, it's only really one cut. It's like the way you'll see, like, you know, on TV, you'll have 2 rounds, then you have a cut, and then the final 2 rounds are, you know, are done from there.
Top 20 or whatever it is.
Yeah, depending on, well, generally in around top 50 or so make it through to, depending on, again, depends on the size of the field.
Yeah.
So,
and did you compete then as an amateur then as well, or was it just the society stuff? And
very little. Well, I played interclub stuff and stuff at an amateur level. I didn't really do much elite amateur stuff. So the 4 main ones, like, give the north, the south, east, and the west of Ireland. So they're your top tier amateur events. You know, apart from like the Sham and stuff like that. But I played the north of Ireland once. But I found that because I kind of transitioned from playing and starting golf and then turning professional quite quickly, I actually didn't get a lot of time to do it. Kind of play a lot of that stuff. Like, so I kind of missed out on.
Did you just decide to turn pro because you just wanted a career in golf then, or like, and you weren't really sure like what you wanted to do, or?
Yeah, I suppose I just wanted to be
on the course,
involved in golf more. Do you know what I thought? Like, say I was working in a motor factory. So I was playing golf maybe once a week. So I was like, I just want to play golf more often. So I figured, well, if I work on a golf course, I can play golf more. So that's what I did. You know what I mean? So.
Did the financial aspect of like the potential like prize money or whatever that you could win like motivate you, or was it just that you wanted the love of the game?
It was actually, I actually took a drop because like, from going from what I was doing working in the motor factors to then actually took a drop in salary because, you know, as an assistant professional, your wages are not particularly it's not particularly glamorous. And look, we don't play for a huge amount of money either in prize funds wise. Like, it's getting better now. Do you know what I mean? But like, when I turned professional, like, we weren't playing for crazy money. Like, I mean, it's a couple of £100 maybe. Like, do you know what I mean? So it wasn't like I was going, oh, well, I could win thousands here playing golf. Like, so it was just, I just wanted to play more golf, and just that was the main reason for it. Yeah.
And then was the job then, like the apprenticeship, that's where you were learning how to teach people, and then the professional thing kind of just came along with that? Or
Yeah, so they're
were you
they're both
teaching
married.
first and then
They're kind of both married together.
Right.
So like as part of the PGA, like you have options. So like you don't have to play golf. Well, when you're an assistant, you have to play a combination of 21 rounds throughout your 3-year kind of training.
Yeah.
And during them 21 rounds, you have to meet a certain standard just
Okay.
to make sure that you're maintaining the professional standard
Yeah.
of the PGA. Do you know what I mean? So once you play your kind of 7 a year, you're generally okay.
Right.
But like some people don't want to compete at all. They play casually with their friends.
Right.
They don't compete at all.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, and then there's other lads that compete all the time and don't want to teach. So like it's
Yeah.
you know it's a very broad kind of spectrum. But like what you're saying, like yeah, you spend your 3 years pretty much learning like how to teach. A lot of it you do it through the PGA, through your
Yeah.
through your course, your college course. There's mentors and stuff. You've assignments to do. You've exams to do. Learning about how it works, and then obviously you'll get guidance from your head professional as well. You know, you can bounce ideas off him. You'll have to do a certain amount of like coaching as well to kind of build up your knowledge and stuff.
Really, yeah. Is there like much like theory behind it, like, or
Yeah, there's lots.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like,
Like how long are you spending like studying or like
you're constantly learning.
And is it classroom based then, or like how are you?
It's a bit of a mix.
Right.
Like there's lots of theory. Once you understand typically where the PGA would work is understanding the ball flights and the laws and the impact factors and stuff. And once you understand, if you hit a ball and the ball swerves off one particular way, you have to understand, well, why is it done that? Because if you don't understand why it's done that, how are you supposed to fix what's caused it? You know what I mean? So you work backwards. You look at where the ball's gone, then you come back to a contact point, and then you work backwards into the swing, and you kind of go, right, well, at what stage did it cause? Did something happen, like when the club was closed, or was it open, or did they hit the ground first, or did they miss the ball completely? Do you know what I mean? So what's the root cause really? And then you're trying to fix it from there, like.
And what, like, an amateur's right that you're coaching, like, or no, just a regular Joe that wants to get into golf, right? What are like the average or kind of normal mistakes that you're seeing someone make, like when they're first trying to hit the ball? Even making contact with the ball is probably difficult enough, right?
Yeah, making contact is a big part. Like, so I suppose you find if you get someone that was sporty, played a lot of sport, you'll have a lot of natural coordination. Hurling probably plays a big part. Any kind of racquetball sport, or will definitely help with your ability to get the object in your hand to make contact with the ball. It's probably more difficult if you've never played any sport and you're not a very coordinated person. They can be hard, but like it's quite physically demanding in terms of like the body has to move in certain ways. You know what I mean? And like people think that golf is easy, it's an old man sport, you're just walking around and stuff. It's not. There's a lot of like demand on the body for for your golf swing to develop and be athletic. Like when you look at the Ryder Cup there the weekend, like the guys, like they're all very athletic. Do you know what I mean? They're in the gym quite a lot. Obviously, they're at the elite level, but that's kind of what it takes to. So, I suppose like the mistakes that the average people make, I think, probably trying to hit it too hard, trying to
pure aggression.
They're trying to skip. I would say most people were impatient. As a beginner golfer, they want to hit it far and they want to hit it far now, and they don't understand that it takes a process to hit it. So they kind of try to skip, and they spend so much time trying to jump that they actually waste all the time. If they had it done it properly in the first part, they probably would have got there quicker. But they don't.
I think when I first went here, I was holding the golf club with the wrong hands. Like,
is
that becoming enough, or was that just me?
There is people that you will get that hands will be the opposite way around. Hurling typically being the main cause of it. There's people that play golf successfully like that, but like you don't see anybody on tour doing it. So it's generally an indicator that it's not the best way to.
People would actually do a round of golf with the opposite hands.
It's called cack-handed. So like there's people that play golf on a regular basis, and they play that way, and that's it. Like, do you know what I mean?
Works for them.
It's a harder thing to teach, and I know I've had a lot of students come to me kind of saying, "Oh, I went to see this fella, and he wouldn't teach me until I changed my hands, but I don't want to change my hands." And so there's a lot of because the kind of the wrists and the arms, they function differently if your hands are the other way around. So I don't think there's a lot of knowledge behind how a cack-handed swing should look versus there's a lot of information about a traditional orthodox grip. This is what should happen.
Okay.
So there's.
And would you teach people that are like?
Yeah, I have taught people. Yeah.
And with the does it affect like the distance or?
It's funny because a lot of the time actually you get people like okay, and they tend to be able to hit it quite far.
Right.
Again, it's like it's hurling related.
Yeah.
Not really so much problem with speed or distance. It's more the control aspect that they tend to struggle with, as opposed to
the way the body
just the wrists, the way they kind of function and stuff.
Okay. And is there like, do you know if like you're starting like to play golf and it's like you're probably looking to get lessons, right? What's the first thing you're teaching them, right? Is it like the short game, long game, or?
I would say it depends on the situation for the person. So like most people will start kind of at probably a driving range level where they're going somewhere where they don't have to, they just want to make contact and hit it out into a field. So most people will want to start with physically hitting the golf ball. Do you know what I mean? The full swing. You're starting it really on your basis of your foundation stuff. So again, a lot of people overlook it. You know, they don't pay as much attention to their setup and the basics as they should. So like your grip, your stance, your posture, like having a really good foundation and a good base allows you to progress so much quicker. Whereas, you know, if you're set up like you're saying, holding the club the wrong way, your body's going to try to do something to fix that, and then that's going to lead to compensations within the swing, which is then going to lead into something else. So you're making it more complicated than it needs to be. Whereas the setup should be the easiest part because it's static. It's just, this is the way you stand, this is the way you hold it. Okay, good. You know, but like, and it's the stuff that like the top tier professionals are paying attention to all the time.
Yeah,
just so meticulous about their setup, their routine, doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah, because you see someone like it takes them a few minutes to kind of get themselves into position, whereas like I'm probably a bit like impatient. I'll be just start there, this smack, and probably it's brutal shot. Then
probably because you don't have a routine, because either you were never shown a routine or you never bothered. You know, if you don't play enough, you never bother to see the benefit of a routine. Do you know what I mean? So, like, I think we're very routine focused people in general. Like, you know what I mean? You'll probably find you get up, you do the same thing every morning, you know, whether it's coffee at a certain time, you drive the same way to work, all that sort of stuff. So it should be quite easy for us to get a routine and go through that routine every time. And it makes the body more comfortable, it makes it more normal. And then the body can just do what it's supposed to do, because it kind of gets into the mode of, oh, well, this is what we do when we're hitting a golf shot. And then it's easier to flow, rather than say if you're doing something different every time, you know, the brain gets a little bit.
And in terms of like your like instruction, right? Is it more like adults bringing their kids to like for you to teach them how to play golf, or is it mainly like adults and business people or like professional athletes that are looking to kind of transition onto the golf course?
It's a complete mixture.
Really,
it's everything. Like, I mean, I'll teach everything from kids, like, you know, 5-year-old kids, kind of just from complete basics to, you know, you might have somebody in their 60s or 70s looking to get into the game that have never played any sports. It's like to professional athletes in the middle. Like, I have given some people, like professional athletes, lessons and stuff, and like it's everybody really. Like,
does professional athletes like transition to the game pretty well, or
definitely do,
are they rubbish at the start?
No. It's I've yet to come across, let's say, an athlete that, or somebody that even that played sport to a high level, that doesn't transition to the game well. I think it's like it's coordination, it's awareness of the body and movements and stuff like that you develop from playing a lot of sports. That help.
And you have like technology in the what do you call it, like the driving range, or
the driving range or the studio,
studio. There you go. Like, does that help? Do you think, or like, is it more of a hindrance?
I think.
Can you come up too obsessed with it? Like,
you definitely can, So like at the end of the day, the most important thing is what the ball has done. You know, if you're playing golf, it doesn't matter what, you know, speed you're swinging the club or what the numbers say the club was. Once the ball goes where you want it to go, that's the name of the game. Do you know what I mean? Like, the numbers are there to help understand why the ball is doing a certain thing. It's purely information, but like nowadays, definitely people are very information driven. They're data driven. They all want information. I think if you don't have technology, you're probably losing out on attracting a certain clientele or whatever. Is like, you look at everything we do nowadays, everything is monitored. Do you know what I mean? Like,
heart rates.
Everything. If you go for a run, it doesn't exist unless it's on Strava. Do you know what I mean? Like, so nobody just does things really anymore without analyzing. They don't do it so much for the fun. They do it, and then they analyze and they assess and they see how they get better. Like, so the technology is great. It's there to help.
Right.
But definitely don't get too bogged down in
the
technical aspect of what that's saying.
When you're on the course, right, like actually playing around, like in a competition or whatever, would you have like someone behind you, like watching your shot, and then you'd be looking at how to fix it, or just you're on the course and that's
no, generally you're on your own. Like, you know, when you're playing competition, like you can't really have something like that. No, I mean, you would have coaches watching. Can't give you like information as you're going around. Your caddy would be the only person that can give you information. Like, you know, if you did have like a coach that was out watching you, you know, they might watch and say, right, okay, and then afterwards you could have a debrief and say, well, remember that shot you hit on this hole where you hit it into the water or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, this is what you kind of did there in comparison to here, and you know, stuff like that. But you're not getting coaching as you're going around in a tournament.
Do you know your caddy, right? Is that just like a golf assistant that's or is that like your coach, or do you pick your own caddy, or you just give them one?
Yeah, you can pick your own caddy. Like, you don't have to have a caddy. Like, like I think on tour you do have to have a caddy, but like they're mainly there to carry your golf clubs. Right. You know, because
not there to like give you advice or like
they're a bit of a dual role. Like, and everybody is different in terms of what they want from a caddy. So like you will see it even on tour where like some players will have caddies and the caddies don't read putts for them. And then you'll have other players that have caddies and the caddies will read all their putts for them. So depending on the caddie's skill set, whether they're good or bad at doing certain aspects, some of them don't even give yards to the pro. The pro prefers to work it out themselves. And then there's other pros that they just want to, they look to the caddy and say, give me a number. How far do I need to hit it? What club am I hitting? They leave it everything to the, so it's a bit of a mixture on what you want.
It probably depends on the caddy's ability then as well.
Yeah. And even your relationship with your caddy, like, and what you want. Like, I mean, some people might not want any information. I mean, they might just
leave me alone.
Just carry me clubs. Shut up and don't tell me anything. If I need anything, I'll ask it. You know, like there's loads of different ways. Like, it could be just a friend that you just want somebody to chat to, and take your mind off golf,
the competition,
you know, or take your mind off the, you know, just help you settle your nerves and stuff like that. It really varies.
Do you use caddy or no?
Not really.
Not for you.
No.
You just prefer to be left alone, do you? Or
look, I'm like, when you're playing with other people. Like, I'm quite happy to chat to whoever I'm playing with. Like, we play a lot of pro-am, so when we show up, like, it's typically 3 amateurs that we're getting there on a day out, get paid money to play with us. Sometimes if you have a caddy, like, you could very easily get lost in just talking to your caddy because you know them and you don't know the 3 strangers.
Yeah.
So I think it's better to maybe
just have the chats.
Yeah, just have to chat, get to know the people, you know, enjoy, I suppose, the day that you're spending with them. You're out on the golf course for 4 or 5 hours. Go in and have a bit of food with them afterwards. Like, you kind of, and like, you know, you get to build up relationships. Like, there's people that I've played with in the past that I'm still good friends with. Like, we keep in touch. We message, you know, regularly enough. And, you know, every year if the tournament's there, we go back and I play with the same people every year. So it's nice that way. Do you know what I mean? So like.
And you know the tools, right? Like the laser rangefinders and things like that. Do you use them or do you find them effective?
Yeah. So I have a laser. We have GPS as well.
Right.
So GPS will give you like kind of distance to like front, middle, back, and it'll give you layouts of holes. So if you're playing a course you've never played before and you don't know where you're going, you know, there might be a bunker and you're going, well, how far away is that? And where do I need to hit this to leave a certain shot? Like, so you might use.
Are you allowed to use them? Would that not be like considered cheating? No.
No, we're allowed to use them. Yeah, at our level. Yeah, when you get to top level, you're not. You're allowed to like. You have a yardage chart, so like it will basically be like a picture printout of each hole.
Right.
You'll see the guys on tour again. They'll pull out their book out their back pocket. They'll flick through. They'll have notes made from their practice rounds and stuff like that.
Oh,
and all their yardages will be in the book, and they'll work it out based off the information they've done. But like in practice rounds, they'll be out with a laser taking measurements essentially, so that
because you can play the course before the competition starts. Right?
Yeah, the days before. Again, like it's different for the guys on tour because they're playing a 4-round tournament. They're typically there on a Monday. Their practice round, they're playing corporate pro-am, stuff like that.
Yeah.
We're rocking up to a 1-day pro-am. Realistically, I'm not going to take time off work to go play a practice round the day before for, you know, and a lot of time it's the same course over and over again every year that we play. So after a few years, you start to kind of get to know the course a little bit.
Yeah. So you kind of, and what about like traveling? Right? Have you traveled much to play or?
Yeah, travel.
Is it well to travel for?
It's enjoyable. Do you know what I mean? It's nice to do, like, go to different countries and stuff. Like,
meet different
within the stuff that we play, kind of week in, week out. It's generally within Ireland. Like, so you could be anywhere from Donegal to Cork to Galway to Waterford to. So we move around quite. It's Ireland based. And then there's a couple of tournaments in a year that we have the opportunity to go to play in the UK. there's international ones as well. Like I've competed in Spain a couple of times.
You've been to the boys, haven't you?
Yeah, Abu Dhabi actually. Yeah, I'm actually going in November this year as well. So yeah.
Are you competing or are you just going to play?
Yeah, so it's a charity pro-am.
Okay.
That's run. Well, it was run through the PGA for the Down Syndrome Centre, and they kind of just say 30 pros go over, 26 pros go over with teams. We play, 3 rounds of golf, 3 tournament rounds, and stay on site and stuff like that. And it's all to raise money for the charity. Like,
all right, class. So that's for an Irish charity, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Deadly.
So like it's very good. Like, do you know what I mean? It's a good trip. Do you know what I mean? Going away, I say you're a week away in the sun nearly. You're playing nice golf courses.
Yeah.
It's good. You are competing, but it's not real serious level. Again, it's a pro-am.
Yeah.
So you're playing with 3 amateurs that, it's kind of like a nice relaxed kind of week. I tell everybody it's work, obviously, because but, it's nice work.
Yeah. Are you just out like in the morning, right, for like a couple of hours playing golf, and then you're back at the hotel by the pool, or like?
Yeah. So the way we typically work, so it's a shotgun start at 12 o'clock. So everybody goes out on buggies. We all start on a hole,
right?
And shotgun 12 o'clock, everybody starts, and we kind of all move around the golf course together. So probably take about 5 hours when you're out there with driving around and playing, and there's obviously a lot of people on the course.
Yeah.
You're back in. They might have a drink or two, and then it's back to the hotel. And just do what you want then. Like, so, like, it's
too bad. Late start.
Yeah.
If you're nervous about like playing or whatever, like, could you go in earlier and do a practice round, or is that be off?
No. Yeah, like we're gonna fly out. Like this year, we're gonna fly out we leave on the Friday. We get there Saturday morning. The tournament doesn't start till like Tuesday, so we could play a practice round if we want. It's the same course as we played last year, so
yeah, okay. So you kind of
don't really need to.
Is the case though where they change the courses around and like move the holes, or
yeah, they move the pin locations on different days a lot of the time. But they might move the tee boxes around, but obviously there's very limited in what they can do to the course. Like, they move the tee boxes around, move the hole locations, and it can change the dynamic of the hole. Yeah.
Is part of your apprenticeship actually as well, like, is maintaining the golf course, or is that like completely
different?
completely
different. Like, so that's the greenkeepers. Like that's almost like
that's their baby,
separate. Yeah. Like, I suppose when you're working in a club, you do get to learn about it, because you're constantly talking to the greenkeeper, so you'll understand like why they're doing certain things. It's better if you can relate to the members if they're giving out about hole forked greens.
Yeah,
if you can say to the members, well, look, they're doing this for a reason. They're not doing it just for the crack. It's for the goodness of the soil and stuff. So if you can explain that, it helps at least to potentially
get you off the hook.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
And then if anyone like wants to get in touch with you, right, for lessons, like, where can they find you?
So I'm based in Newlands Golf Club, just off the Bellegarde Road. I suppose website's probably the best.
Right.
So www.sqgolf.ie.
SQ.
Yeah.
Right.
And
that's on Facebook or LinkedIn, or?
Yeah, well, I have Facebook, I've Instagram, I've TikTok. It's all Steven Quinlan Golf.
Right.
LinkedIn, although I don't really do much on LinkedIn, to be honest. I don't post much.
You should get onto it.
Yeah, I should try to do more, but just find with golf content sometimes it's hard to putting stuff on LinkedIn. It's different for TikTok and Instagram. It can be fun.
You probably have to give more in-depth briefs on like how you teach people or whatever. Track the CEOs.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are kind of interested in now. They want kind of information. They want swing tips and stuff like that.
Have you ever been out like with like 2 CEOs giving them like lessons, and then they're doing business deals in the middle, and you're trying to like, this is how we hit the ball kind of thing? Or?
No, not really. Like you might play with people, business owners or whatever in pro-ams and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So, but like generally speaking, if they're on the golf course, they're not really
doing business.
Yeah, not for me. I know plenty of people that will use golf. They're business owners, and they'll use golf. They'll bring clients of theirs out to build relations and kind of do deals. Do you know what I mean? But I'm generally not involved with stuff like that. So
they're not bringing you along to kind of coach.
Not really. No, I haven't got into that kind of element.
Probably best to stay out of it.
Well, look, you never know. Yeah.
But look, thanks very much for coming on, Steve. Much appreciated.
If you enjoyed the episode, if you could hit that like, subscribe, or follow button, that'd be great. And if you'd like to book a lesson with Stephen, you can find his contact details in the description below. Thanks for listening.